Ubisoft sells off. All Assassin's Creed was doing was setting the sale price of the IP to the new subsidiary, co-owned by Tencent! Ooh. The deal was rumored to be pending before launch. This is how it works. Create new subsidiary co-owned by Ubi and Tencent. Assign it your best IPs. Watch the sales and set the final valuation after AC ships. Profit by owning even more of the new entity, valued higher because it does not carry Ubi's 2B in debt. Oh yeah, Ubi's other company has a lot of debt to it. That's smart. As I said before, the owners make bank and avoid the anchor that is Ubisoft. Devs and mom and pop shareholders get nothing. Tencent acquires 25% stake in Ubisoft's new gaming subsidiary. That is a lot of money. Chat, $4 billion. Oh, set to invest $1 billion for 25%. Oh my god. Today, Ubisoft is opening a new chapter in its history. This is a foundational step in changing Ubisoft's operating model that will enable us to be both agile and ambitious. Chat, $1 billion for 25%. That's a lot of dosh. We all saw this coming. I mean, honestly, I did see this coming in a way. I don't think this is too far-fetched to think that, yeah, they didn't think that Assassin's Creed would, like, you know, do that well. It's a mid game. It's just mid. It's not amazing. I don't know. Yeah, and that's okay. It's okay for it to be mid. The controversy around it wasn't great, but geez Louise. Normal company things. I think it's not. Again, I think this is normal, but I don't think it's okay that they get away with this. Ubisoft was like in a massive downfall. They had a lot of debt and they just split it off with the company. And Tencent acquired the new subsidiary without taking on all the debt, so it's totally fine for them. Yeah. I feel like the shareholders may sue for them for this. I don't know how shareholders work in that sense. It's not okay to be mid for 80 bucks. I thought it was 70, but that's still a lot of dosh. You know what other game is freaking $70? I think Baldur's Gate 3 is $60 actually. Yeah. It's important to note that older Ubisoft still owns the majority of the new subsidiary, and then the value is consolidated into the parent company. But it's still a neat move to increase value and have a sort of an escape capsule ready of sorts. Yeah. Ubisoft has officially sold its video game franchises and formed a new subsidiary, giving Tencent 25% of ownerships and royalties. Wait, that's huge! Royalties too! Oh my god! Yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, what else does Ubisoft own that's like a big franchise? I mean, Rayman used to be good. What other games do they have, chat? Far Cry? Yeah, Far Cry's a pretty big franchise. I mean, it used to be. Splinter Cell, yeah, Division, you're right. Damn, dude. This new subsidiary is already worth more than Ubisoft itself. With the massive investment from Tencent, this new subsidiary will own all intellectual properties of video games IPs Ubisoft formerly owned. Ghost of Recon, Rainbow Six, yeah, I already said that. Prince of Persia, damn, dude. I mean, that's an insane acquirement by Tencent. I wouldn't blow this off as like, oh, it's just an everyday business venture. I genuinely think this is a really big deal. What IPs does Ubisoft own? Here's the Magic. Just Dance. Wait, yeah, actually, Just Dance. I completely forgot. I hated signing up to that game. Yeah, Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Prince of Persia, Monster Trucks, Watch Dogs. Wait, Watch Dogs is owned by Ubisoft. I completely forgot. Oh, and all the South Park games that that they used to have the, that they made, yeah. They made a lot of South Park games. Damn. You know, it's really sad to hear that because the first South Park game that I played was really amazing. And then the next one was really mid and really just not great. Yeah, the Fractured Butthole is not great. They censored a lot of the stuff in there. It's not gonna change anything though. I kind of disagree. I mean, look at Riot Games and what they've done to Riot Games over the years. They are changing the company, like, fundamentally. Far Cry peaked at 5, AC peaked at Black Flag, Ghost Recon peaked at Wildlands. I understand that, but, like, it's a big IP to own. Yeah. Yeah, we already know all this, selling without selling. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a big deal. I don't know, people are underplaying this. Tencent is a massive, like, company, chat. An all-company email was just sent to Ubisoft's employees. I've included a translation guide. Translation guide! Understandably, employees are now nervous at a follow-up email, blah, 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 blah. Hello, everyone. I wanted to follow up immediately with all of you at Montreal, Quebec City, blah, 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 blah. Regarding the new business unit that is being created. First and foremost, I want to emphasize that the agreement we announced is a powerful enabler and an exciting opportunity for Ubisoft. Again, this is all PR speak. I know, like, everyone's like, oh my god, Grumps is, like, making a big deal out of nothing, but, like, genuinely, they sold off all the debt without actually doing anything. The debt they had is, like, insane.
How many $0.10 is 10 cent?
I don't know what you said. I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. Yeah. Hi, Todd! Crash out Thursday? I'm crashing out. I'm gonna buy Ubisoft. Wanna help? You only need to invest $1 billion! It will help us accelerate our evolution and prove how we make games with greater focus and agility. Can I just say that having more money to make video games and having more investment in your company doesn't equal making good video games? I don't think that's where the problem is. They had 2 hours of endgame credits for Assassin's Creed Shadows. 2 hours! Like, what? Who cares? I care! I play video games! What do you mean, who cares? I want Ubisoft to be good. I don't want Tencent to own all of these video game companies and buy them out when they're at their lowest. I don't think this is good. I don't think this is a good game. Tencent has its hand in everything, and look at Riot Games and what's happening to the game. Everyone is pissed off at League of Legends. Ubisoft wasn't good before the buyout either, though? No, I agree, but that's because they were focused on making investors happy. And they didn't focus on making a good game. Tencent's investment is a strong testament to their trust in our ability to grow Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. When was the last Far Cry that was good? Far Cry 2 or 3? I think it was 2, wasn't it? Don't you want a big Chinese corpo to own the game so they can make everything the same and change business however they like? I know, man. 3? Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't think this is a good thing. It's the same thing I said about Blizzard getting bought out by Microsoft. I don't think things are going to change, and if anything, it's probably going to get worse. It'll be great for investors, but I don't think for the gamer, for the customer, it's going to get better. That's why I hate it when people say, oh, why do you care? Who cares? I care because I love video games. It's not good. It's not good for massive corpos to buy out companies like this. Sorry, I'm just passionate. I'm not mad at anyone in particular. I'm just passionate. Just passionate, okay? I want to be clear, if you're not currently working on these brands, it doesn't mean your work matters any less. You still matter, sorta? No, I mean, you still matter. They can't afford to lose people. This agreement will benefit all of Ubisoft, giving us means to spark more innovation and creativity across the board. Again, getting more money doesn't mean that you will get more creativity and more innovation. Assassin's Creed hasn't innovated in like fucking years. Probably more than a decade. This marks the beginning of a new chapter, and you play a vital role in shaping it. In the coming weeks and months, we will work hard to build the best organization possible. I mean, you should have done that earlier. They should have done this when in 2020 when they had a lot of money and had peak stocks. I'm just saying, they had their chance and they pissed it away. Of course, this brings some uncertainty and questions. Right now, we may not have all the detailed answers, but we are committed to communicating with you transparently and regularly, supporting you. This got blocked off. I'm using languages, means I can still do layoffs. Again, it's PR speak. Chat, I have worked for a Corpo Borpa. They do not care about how they want to phrase it. They want to keep you as complacent as possible and not make you freak out. I don't blame this person for writing what they did. It's just PR speak at this point. Don't hesitate to reach out to them. Stay tuned locally, blah, 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 blah. Add it to the article. Okay. Yeah, we get the gist of it. The gaming industry is the least of our worries. Tencent's actions mirror China's foreign strategy. Sorry if too political. I don't know about that. If anything, wait, did Tencent make Wukong? Did Tencent make Wukong? No, wait. No, they did. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Was Tencent a Chinese-made game backed by Tencent Holdings? No, it was. No, it was. It did. It helped. Yeah, they're everywhere. I'm telling you. I don't know. Maybe it is. I've definitely seen more hit Asian games than Western games recently. Stellar Blade, Wukong, freaking Marvel Rivals is from Tencent. Like, really? You don't think this is kind of like a soft... I wouldn't say takeover, because it's like, you have the option of making good games. It's just people refuse to do so. Tencent isn't just a game studio though, which is why it's bad. Yes, we've circled back around to this as well. With Warner Brothers making video games, even though they're a movie studio company first, and they acquire IPs and then they hire studios to make video games, I don't think that's a good thing either. I think that video game companies should just be video game companies. They shouldn't spread out and like reach out and just acquire IPs for the sake of it to make money. Honestly, if this can result in better games using what's good from Western and Eastern games industry, I'm all for it. I, again, agree in some ways, but I disagree with the fact that Tencent has its hands in everything. That's my problem. Tencent has proven that they do make good decisions, but then they also fired a bunch of people from Marvel Rivals that are in the West. And it's kind of funny, like, thinking about it, it's like, well, damn, I thought they were doing really well. Why did they fire all those people the way they did after the game was being a breakout success? Marvel Rivals is NetEase? Oh, shit! Okay, never mind. I spoke too soon. Never mind. Is NetEase owned by Tencent? No, NetEase is not owned by Tencent. Okay, my mistake. Sorry. It's like in the same compartment section in my brain. Doesn't Tencent have shares in Activision Blizzard? Probably. Does Tencent have shares in Blizzard? No, Tencent does not have, wait, in Blizzard. While Tencent did invest in Activision Blizzard, which includes Blizzard Entertainment, when it became independent from Vivendi in 2013, they now own less than 4.9% of shares, and Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard in 2023. So they do own them, but like not enough to have like a big say. Yeah. Can you zoom in on the text? Sure. Sorry. Is that better? The fire people were also short-term contracts for specific work. There wasn't work for what they hired anywhere. It was all over Twitter. Okay. I need a source for that, but I'll be inclined to believe you because I find it really hard to believe. Well, actually, I do find it. I could believe that a video game company would be doing well and then just fired people because that's what Blizzard did. Yeah, they had a record-breaking sales like year, and they fired they had the biggest firing of pretty much all time with 800 people getting fired, most of them being customer service, and it showed. By the way, Tencent investing in Ubisoft would be like sort of like BlackRock buying out Blizzard, but Microsoft bought Blizzard, which is equally bad. It's all bad, chat. I don't want giant corporate conglomerates to own my video game studios that I enjoy. When something sucks about my MMO or my WoW Classic, I don't want it to take like 8 months of going up the corporate chain to fix one problem. It makes everything worse. That's why when I bring up and say, why does Assassin's Creed Shadows have 2 hours worth of credits? It's because 1,000+ people worked on it, and it probably took forever to fix certain things, and why it took so long for them to like do anything inside of the company. It adds up. I'm not trying to disparage the fact that these people are working and like they don't deserve work. I'm just saying it makes everything a lot more difficult, and it's multiplicative. Too many cooks get out? Yeah. I agree, it's not that I don't care, but it's more of a defeated outlook on things that I have. I have no power over this. We can talk about it. That's why I say, like, you're allowed to have... You should voice your opinion as much as you can, because as a unit, in a voice, like, even on stream, we should still talk about it and not say, like, oh, well, what can you do? It's like, well, we can't physically do anything, but we can make a... You can make a stand. Maybe don't buy the next GTA. Maybe wait, or... I don't know, if you buy Assassin's Creed Shadows and you really love Assassin's Creed, like, maybe wait until the verdict comes out on if it's a good game or not. I don't know, like, do your own research. I'm not your mom. That's what I generally do anyway. It's like arguing against DLC, you can hate it, but it's common business practice. Well, the thing is that DLC now, as opposed to like 15 years ago, when you bought a DLC or it was an expansion for, say, World of Warcraft, it was actually a completed game. And not like, I don't know, like 6 hours worth of gameplay for $40. It was just more fleshed out, and it made you, it was worth more for your dollar. If we don't buy slop, so many normies will. But you can counteract that. We are still a lot of people collectively. It's just that we have to take a stance and not give into like the consumerists, like, oh, I'm missing out. I'm not buying FOMO and like this and that. I'm not buying the game, so I'm missing out. Blah 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 blah. It's like, you shouldn't do that. Wait for the game to go on sale or something if you really want to play the game. Maybe even pirate if you feel inclined to do so. Shadows of the Earth Tree is the only proper expansion I could think of recently. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, expansion used to mean an expansion, not like 6 hours of gameplay or like 6 hours of story and then like 2 hours of gameplay. I don't know, it just bums me out because I was an avid Blizzard enjoyer, and then boom, Blizzard just didn't become what I thought it would be, and it bums me out. At the end of the day, chat, you can voice your opinion, and that opinion might make a change. At the end of the day, game devs are humans. They always start out super passionate and wholesome, and they eventually, if they become successful and they make something really good, the investment firms at Wall Street catch wind and offer these small-time little devs life-changing money, like millions and billions of dollars, to sell their product. It's hard to resist the temptation. We as consumers of this content should try and make it as appealing as possible for these devs to not want to sell to an investment firm by supporting them as much as possible. Am I wrong in saying that? I feel like I'm being pretty reasonable. Silk Song is still not out, so what's the point anyway? Maybe one day, chat, maybe one day. It's not the devs, it's the higher-ups. Yeah, well, the CEO is the one selling off the IP, so... Stop the duopoly? No, I'm serious, man. We're all gonna get bought out eventually. We all will. Maybe BlackRock Lana will become real. It's a joke. I would never do that. Jesus. But you know what I mean? The CEO and higher up is often just a little baby indie dev, like at the start. Think about how Blizzard started. Mark Morheim and 3 other guys were just game devs. They were CEOs, but then they got old. They got bought out by investment firms. They had to cater to massive investment firms that don't give a fuck about what they think. Eventually, the game started suffering because they had to put in microtransactions to appease monthly sales. I'm just saying, like, people always try to paint people as being like, oh, they're just these evil CEOs that don't give a fuck about anything. And it's like, well, actually, they used to be really wholesome companies. What's this? Wait a minute. What? Oh, Kirsty made a post that's actually kind of relevant to what we're talking about. She says, hey, remember that Tencent director whose job is to assess companies for acquisition? They tried playing off as a wholesome Chungus small YouTuber at the Gamer Awards. It's almost like there might be some sort of vested interest in making sure these companies tank their values. Wait, what? We help gamers get hired, zero profit, infinite caring? Amir, business development director at Tencent Games in North America with nearly 2 decades of experience, including roles at Amazon, VMware, Dell, Goldman Sachs. Uh-oh! Goldman Sachs! Uh-oh! At Amazon, he drove business development and strategy for Prime Gaming and served as a principal producer for Amazon Games. Chat. I'm starting to see a pattern. I am seeing patterns right now, and I don't like it. I see the patterns. No, they really did play him off as a wholesome Chungus. Man, I gotta find this clip. Hold on. Amir Satvat Gamer Awards. Like, watch this. Like, this guy didn't just come from, like, a massive company. Woo! Yeah! Clappy's chat. Woo!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No, you're breathtaking.
Ha ha ha!
Thank you, Jeff, and the Game Awards for this extraordinary honor. I can't help but say that I love video games with all my heart. To all game makers everywhere, you are seen and treasured, and our community will always be there to help you. Over the last 3 years, we've lost more than 34,000 jobs, a staggering amount of games experience eliminated. This has consequences. You can't make great games without great people.
I think Kirsty called this out at the day this happened, didn't she?
I'm proud of so many of you who have already joined me to make an impact. And I really have to thank everyone in our community who gave all their time and commitment to build it.
He's just a wholesome little guy, Chad. I don't know what you're talking about. He's a wholesome little guy. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think he's just a wholesome chungus. You're just kind of cooking. Yeah, she's cooking or something, man. Yo, Muhron, thank you for the 50. Thank you so much, man. W Muhron. Thank you. Are you this guy, Amir? That Mario game is ass? No, no, no. You can't say that. This game was ass, though, with the rabbits. Yeah. Fake as it might have been, any integrity in this whole thing might have been completely undercut by the very next person they brought on stage, Randy Pitchford of Borderlands fame and medieval times infamy. I mean, this already is bad enough. To me, personally, like, a guy that disguises himself on being just a gamer for gamers, and the guy was an Amazon and Goldman Sachs and VMware and Dell shill. I don't know, I don't buy it. Yo, Ren! Thank you! Thank you for the 50! W Ren! Massive W! Thank you for the W gifted! Holy crap! Holy guacamole with a fucking 50, bro! Do I have to give a speech like this guy? Thank you, you guys. Mukra with another 50! Thank you so much! You're at 1K now, you're crazy for that! Holy shit! Thank you, thank you, thank you for the support! Guys, if you got a gift a sub, please thank you. Say thank you. Holy schmuckamolies. Holy schmeckles. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Kirsch's post, yeah. How is Randy Pitchford still involved in game development? Dude is crazy. Who's Randy Pitchford again? Gearbox Software? Pitchford's father worked in the United States intelligence system, creating high technology equipment for agents. Yo, this guy glows, chat. This guy glows. He's a glowy. Sheesh. Wow. Okay. Starting to see patterns. The irony is Randy Pitchford's more of a gamer than any of these suits combined. He's a fucking disgrace. No, I bet you... Again, chat, I've said this before, but I feel like, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I feel like if you want to be a part of a game studio, you should be able to at least play a game. Like, put, like, Nintendo 64 or, like, a Super Nintendo SNES or whatever, and play Mario level and just play a game. I think that's like the basic like requirement you should have.